Hi everyone, welcome to another Maker Workshop Thursday with Hales Corners Library. I'm Miss Jessica. Today I'm here to show you how to make your very own mason jar terrarium for a little plastic creature of your choosing. I think they turn out so cute and they're like a perfect little desk decoration or maybe a gift for someone. Whatever you want. Maybe you'll even take care of your animal on the inside and pretend that it's real, and you can give it little bits of plastic food for treats and things like that, and just play pretend like you've got your own little animal to care for. But whatever you choose to do with your kit, I'm going to show you today how to assemble it. So you should have picked up one of these from the library. It's just a glass jar with a bunch of plastic on the inside and maybe some rocks. Along with your jar, you should have also been able to pick from our magic bin of creatures which animal you would want to build a home for your kit. So we've got all kinds of stuff in here. We've got a tiger, a giraffe, a squirrel, a platypus, you know, the whole gambit really. So you could really let your imagination go wild here. You should have picked up one of those from the library as well. And your kit actually includes everything that we are going to need today to make our own terrarium. And you can really go wild with your creativity here. So in your kit, let's actually pop this open really quickly. Your kit should include just a big plastic bag full of stuff. And if we crack this open even further, it's like those little nesting dolls, right? If we crack this open even further, you'll see that one bag includes a bunch of flowers and leaves and things, and then the other bag includes a whole bunch of rocks. So it's just a bag of gravel. And that is everything that you're gonna need to make your very own terrarium. So these are actually a really fun little project to do because you can get very creative with this. It depends on where you want to take it. The sky is the limit with your imagination. So we've given you a big old bag of rocks here. And if you wanted to, even you could add your own extra stuff into the jar. You can do like layers of dirt or colorful sand, whatever you might have on hand that you think that your little creature would enjoy, you feel free to add to your jar. But what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna start layering in my rocks. So I'll put like a little layer of rocks along the bottom. Oh, and spoiler alert, I definitely gave you more rocks than you're ever gonna need. So don't fill up your jar all the way with rocks, otherwise your animal won't fit on the top. Just a pro tip. But basically, I've just gone and laid down a little layer of rocks. It's maybe like one layer of rocks so that none of them are like stacked too high on top of each other. And then the next thing I'm going to do is actually decide what part of my jar I want to be the front, because we want that part of the jar to look the best. So I'm just gonna pick the part that's facing me as the front of my jar. So what we're going to do is actually take and start layering different textures of things. So in my kit, I have this crazy mossy looking thing. I like this. I think it's really cool. So you can kind of go through your kit and pick out some of the things that you think that catch your eye, that you think would add a really nice little rustic touch to your terrarium. So I'm going to use this as like one of the layers in my jar. So basically what I'm going to do is make it into a U shape, and then I'm going to fit it in to the jar and push it down as far as I can. If you've got smaller hands than me, this will be a lot easier for you, but I'm actually going to use a pair of scissors, or you can use like a skewer or maybe some tweezers, just something that'll help you kind of push it down a little bit further, because my hand won't fit in this jar, but yours might. So there we go, we've got our nice little halo of moss texture there, and then we're gonna go ahead and layer some more rocks on top of that. And you can go ahead and also turn your jar if it's not layering evenly across. And we're gonna go a little heavy on the rock layer here, a little taller. But like I said, everything is entirely up to you. It all depends on how you want your terrarium to look. And then I'm gonna go see, and I'm gonna put my little have like an antelope. I have named him Fred, and I think he's very fun. But he's going to live in our little jar here. And you can kind of just push your figure, your little critter. I'm gonna give Fred a little push down so he's standing in the rocks, just like that. I think that looks perfect. That is exactly the height that I'm looking for. And I think Fred looks really nice. And you want to be able to see him. You don't want the little threads on the top of the jar to get in the way. You want a nice clear shot at your animal. And now we can start kind of building up the background. So I've picked these, it's kind of like a teardrop shaped leaf. You have some of these in your kit as well. You might also have some different leaves that you think work with your animal a little bit better. I know we have a koala in our grab bag of animals, so if you got the koala and you have some eucalyptus leaves, those big circular ones, those would be really good to add to your terrarium. You know, things like that, where you just want to create the environment where you think your animal's going to be the happiest. Now, I know antelopes usually live on like prairies and the plains of Africa and things like that, but we did not have any prairies or plains available for us today. But what we do have is some really nice foliage. I think Fred would enjoy this teardrop shaped leaf here. Same thing, I'm going to take my scissors to kind of just help me place our foliage a little bit better. And just kind of tamp it down. I'm also taking some of the rocks and just kind of scooching them over. Just so it holds it all in place, just like that. And how nice does that look? Very cool. I would like a little bit of color in here as well. So I think I'm going to add these little purple sprigs. I think these come connected like this, but I've actually gone and cut these apart. That's another thing that you can do. So if you like part of a leaf or something, you can actually take a pair of scissors and just cut them up and just take the part that you like. You don't need much to fill this jar up. It's not a whole lot of space. So you want to make sure that you're taking the parts that you like the best and only the parts that you like the best. We gotta be conservative. We gotta save some space, and we can't go overboard. Unless you really want to go overboard, sky's the limit. Well, we can go ahead and take our little sprigs of purple. I'm actually gonna move Fred out of his little home for now. We'll put him back in when we're done fixing up the background. But my little tree here is being a bit stubborn. So I am going to dig it a little hole and really press it down in there. It's a little fiddly. If you need a grown-up's help, be sure to reach out and ask. I'm sure they'd be happy to help you with this step. And then I'm actually going to take some more of my rocks and add them in on top of that a little bit, just to weigh that plant down a little bit more. And we'll stick the purple ones in, and those, I don't really need them to be super driven down into the rocks. They can just kind of hang out on the sides just like that. It's okay if they fall down, I'm fine with it. And then we can go ahead and put Fred back in his little home and give him a nice press down into the rocks so he can stand up on his own. Beautiful, that looks great. And then I have actually taken, there's a little sprig of little teeny white flowers like this, and it's a big spray of white flowers, but I've actually taken some and cut them into little smaller pieces. I don't want that whole sprig, that's too much for me, that's not enough, we don't have enough space in our jar. So I'm actually just going to use the little bits that I've cut and just kind of drop them in the front of the jar. Just like that. Kind of try and get that one to stand up a little bit, but if it doesn't work out, that's okay too. And I'll drop a couple more in here. Lovely. Oh, and look at that. That looks great. And then we can go ahead and take our lid and go ahead and cap the whole thing off. And there we have a mason jar terrarium, a nice little home for Fred. He looks very happy in his little wilderness over here. I'm sorry I couldn't give him a savanna, but maybe next year we'll have some savanna options for our terrariums. If it is okay with one of your grown-ups, feel free to take a picture of the terrarium that you made and either post it to our Facebook page or share it on Instagram and tag us at HC Library. And I would absolutely love to see the creations that you've come up with. This was very fun. I hope you had fun making them. I hope you really run wild with your ideas. I hope you have fun cutting up a bunch of plastic plants. But if you enjoyed this, make sure you either share a picture of it with us on social media, like this video, or you can go ahead and just keep an eye on our calendar for the rest of the summer reading programs, and we'll be doing more crafts like this coming up soon. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and a fantastic rest of your summer. I will see you all next time.